My name is Sante Serri. I was born in an old country, one little town named San Giovanni in Marignano. And I grew up there. And in the old country, I was a shoemaker. I wasn't fixing shoes. I was making shoes by hand. And then I've been in the military, like everybody else. And then I've been in a war. And I was in El Alamein during the fight. And thanks God, I made it home.
When you joined the Italian military, did you join because you wanted to, or were you drafted?
No. In 1939, I was 19, and there was smell of war, and they called me, so I went in. But I went in I was a musician, so I went in a band, and yeah, I stayed in a band for quite a while, until they started looking for people to be paratrooper. And so, because my spirit, it was always to do something, I joined the paratrooper.
Wow.
And so I made 12 launch, not in action, just practice.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it. And then I stayed there. Then we went to Africa in El Alamein, and that was the end of it, because we got caught. And then I went in Egypt, souveniring in Egypt for 4 years, prisoner of war. And I was lucky because I was sergeant major, so when I was over there, I wound up to be in charge of the bakery camp, but they were making bread. And I was the number one there. So I was still inside the cage, but I mean, that was easy. I have free, inside the camp. They do what I want. I had my place to sleep by myself, And that's it. And we stayed there until, I love it so much. I stayed 4 years.
When you were in Italy, what was the attitude of the people of Italy when Mussolini was in power? Was he a well-liked leader, or?
Well, it was like here. Certain amount of people, they like him. It's like our president. Some people like him, some people, they don't like him. That's just, but he had a lot of tongue. So he tried to convince everybody that he was good. He was all right, I guess. I don't know.
Do you remember any government propaganda either promoting him or?
Well, see, in a dictatorship, there's no propaganda, because they don't let them happen. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever they say is supposed to be that. There's always a flaw or something, but in a dictatorship, that's what it is,
Yeah.
Oh, that was a big battle one night, and there was fire all over the place, and the morning after, they was all around. They came with truck. They have the people from New Zealand, the soldier. When daylight, we look around. We was in a little knoll. We was. If we look around, there was truck all around. So there was people from New Zealand. That's what they.
And they were part of the.
The English.
The English force.
Yeah.
How were you treated when you were captured in Africa?
And I was treated. Well, I never been mistreated. I have to say that. And when I was caught, we walked from Cairo to get to Alexandria. 18 days. 1 cup of water every night and sleep under the star. And we walk all day. We walk for 18 days. We walk all day. In the evening, we sleep under the star. And they give us a cup of water in the evening. And then when we got to Alexandria, they made a pot of minestrone or some damn thing. That's the first time we got the soup. And then they divide us. They put us in a group of 100, and then they put us in a train, and they send us back to Cairo, close to Cairo. That's what the camp was.
Before the war started, what was kind of the attitude of Italy, of the Italian people towards other countries like France, Britain, Germany?
Well, it's like any other thing. The people that they was favoring the fascism, they was for. The one they wasn't, they was against. But the majority, they was for. So nothing happened. They just went to the war.
Wondered how was the attitude towards the Allies?
I think the Italian people, they was for the majority of the people. Except the people that they are fanatic fascists, maybe they have against. But the majority of people, they was happy because they was looking, so maybe we get the end. You know what I mean? They figured, we're gonna go to the end of this thing. But then you got the people because they are fanatic, and they try to get other people to listen to them. But the Italian people, they was tired of that stuff. So,
how was the Italian people's attitude towards Germany once Italy surrendered and joined the Allies?
really, I never got to that. I know the Italian people, they all think good about the English people, the Ally, because after all, that's what they did. They take them out of the mud. You know what I mean? So, and I know they don't like much the German, the Italian people, I guess the Germans then don't like Italian either, so let's go even, They always in with the German, always a little. The Italian people really need, so they go up there and work. But still, they don't like it. They don't like the German. You know what I mean?
The king of Italy, there was still a king of Italy while Mussolini was the dictator, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't mean nothing. He was just there like a puppet.
Yeah.
He was like a puppet.
What happened with the government of Italy after Mussolini? After he was he was killed and captured, what happened?
The Democrat, Catholic Democrat, they formed the government. The first government they formed, there was Gasperi, one guy named the Gasperi, and they formed the first government, and that was for a while the in charge, So,
how did things feel under that new government? Because you went back to home and you continued making shoes. What was life like underneath, like with them in charge?
As long as as long as there was no way to go in a war or something like that, people like it. You know what I mean? Because no matter what, you want peace. All the family, they got kids, and they don't like to somebody because they want to go in war, because you know what happened, So that was okay. And when I went back, that was pretty calm in Italy. There was no thing. Everything was smooth. Yeah.
How did things do economically? when you
Well,
got back?
economic, it was pretty crummy. It was pretty crummy, you know, because money was scarce, and you know, so people don't have abundanza like Mrs. Abundanza.
Abundance.
They don't have abundance, you know. There was everybody was just getting the right amount, no more than that. But otherwise, you know, you get for what you got. You make it work.